Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to start this lesson off by giving all the praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakudash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Honors to all the brothers who are fervently preaching the word in sincerity and in faith. And Shalom to the sincere Akwath, which are the sincere sisters. And Shalom to the scattered Israelites who are amongst these heathen nations and look like these heathens. Now this is going to be a relatively quick lesson based on a deadly Bronx apartment fire. So through the Spirit, I'm going to read this article, get some precepts, and Lord's will, you're edified. It says 77 people are now homeless in the wake of an apartment building fire that killed 2 and injured nearly a dozen others in the Bronx on Tuesday afternoon. The identities of those who died are still unknown. Among those hurt, at least 2 suffered serious injuries. It happened on East 187th Street between Belmont and Camberlang Avenues around 1:30 p.m. First responders encountered heavy fire on the first floor, which rapidly spread up the stairs and to all floors of the 5-story building. The building is home to a barber shop and deli on the ground floor, as well as 6 apartment units on floors 2 through 5. FDNY officials say firefighters extinguished the fire on the first floor, but when they hit the top floor, the roof collapsed throughout a large portion of the building, as did part of the stairwell. Firefighters then moved to exterior operations and rescued several people at the front and back of the building, including a civilian who had to be rescued from a window by ladder. Several others were rescued from a fire escape. 56 truck rescued a civilian trapped in a window with no access to a fire escape and rescued that victim via portable ladder, said FDNY Chief of Operations Kevin Woods. Luciano Silva, who escaped the burning building, scrambled out of a first-floor apartment and managed to get his dogs, but his skittish cat ran. Alex Reyes and his brother grabbed their cat when they smelled smoke. Said, I looked down and there was fire on the first floor, Reyes said. He grabbed the cat bag. We put the cat in the bag. He was like, let's take the stairs. I was like, we ain't taking no stairs. You can see the black smoke going through the door. They took the fire escape from the 4th floor. Many other residents were at work or school. Said, I'm in high school, said Sherelle Rojas, who lost everything. I only have my phone on me and the clothes that I have on now. Upwards of 250 firefighters and EMS personnel worked to bring the alarm fire under control just after 6:30 p.m. Officials say 2 people were killed, 2 suffered serious injuries, 4 civilians suffered minor injuries, and 5 firefighters also suffered minor injuries. They were taken to local hospitals. Said if not for their heroic efforts, there would have been many more serious injuries and potential fatalities. Bronx Borough President Vanessa Gibson reacted. Residents wonder what comes next amid structural concerns that eliminate hope of returning to their home. The Red Cross The Red Cross has registered 23 households, including 24 children and 53 adults so far. There's no word yet on what caused the fire. Fire marshals are working around the clock to determine what caused the deadly blaze. And ultimately, once again, this was the judgment of the Heavenly Father. Like it says in Ecclesiasticus 39 and 28, there be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. In the time of destruction, they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them. When you look up the definition of appease, it means to satisfy. So these spirits of vengeance are created to satisfy the wrath of the Lord. by executing his judgments upon these wicked people with whom the Lord is angry with. In verse 29, it says, fire, hail, famine, and death, all these were created for vengeance. Then in verse 30, it says, teeth of wild beasts, scorpions, serpents, and the sword, punishing the wicked to destruction. And with this fire, 2 people got punished to destruction because those 2 people died. And then other people were injured, some seriously, some with minor injuries. And this is what the Lord is doing in these last days. He's pouring out his wrath via storms and tempests, fires, earthquakes, and many other types of judgments. Isaiah 29:6, thou shalt be visited of the Lord Yahweh of hosts with thunder, and with earthquake and great noise, with storm and tempest, and the flame of devouring fire. And in this particular case, the Lord sent a flame of devouring fire upon those people, upon that apartment. 2 people are in the spirit world now. A couple of people have varying degrees of injuries. But ultimately, a lot more people are just left without a home. Isaiah 48:22, there is no peace, saith the Lord Yahweh unto the wicked. And that's right. Those people who lived in that apartment complex, they probably, they probably were already struggling. The cost of living is going up. They were probably already going through it. And then the Lord made it so much worse by destroying their home. Now they don't even have a home. So the Lord really is targeting these wicked people with non-stop judgment in whatever form he sees fit for that judgment to be executed. James 4:9, be afflicted and mourn and weep. Let your laughter be turned to mourning and your joy to heaviness. And we're seeing a lot more of that. We're seeing a lot more of these wicked people's laughter being turned to mourning and their joy being turned to heaviness. Because the Lord is just bringing more and more judgment upon them. Whether it's wounding them, whether it's killing their loved ones, whether it's destroying their home, whether it's them losing their job, them getting laid off, whether they have their own business and their business gets destroyed, whether they're really, really struggling because the cost of living keeps increasing and they can't keep up with it. Whether because the cost of living is increasing, people don't have any disposable income so that they can go on vacation or go to the bar or go to the club or do anything that they once considered to be fun. All the laughing and the happiness that these people once had, the Lord is stripping it away. And he's replacing it with mourning and weeping and heaviness. And it's just going to get worse and worse for these people. And there is nothing anybody can do to stop it, because all of this is the will of the Lord. This is the Lord's anger being brought upon these wicked people who are constantly provoking him unto wrath with their continual wickedness, day in and day out. Now they are reaping what they have sown, and they deserve every bit of what the Lord is sending and what he will continue to send upon them. So with that, I'm going to wrap it up here. In closing, I want to give all the praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rakakudash, the Wadi Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, for putting the spirit on me to do this lesson. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Honors to all the brothers who are fervently preaching the word in sincerity and in faith. Shalom to the sincere Akwath, and shalom to the scattered Israelites who are amongst these heathen nations. Slakia again, like I said, there's demons in this house. As soon as I start doing a lesson, that's when everybody wants to make all this noise. Yeah, I hope you all stay strong, stay safe, stay fervent, stay circumspect, stay prayed up. Adawan Ratazah. Till next time, Shalom.